The loss of a child is always devastating. Yet, here's a Fort Wayne couple that turned their hurt into help. See why remembering Rowan is positively Fort Wayne.
I was 27 and a half weeks pregnant, and we found out that Rowan, our daughter, her heart had stopped.
Mark and Delaney Bauman thought they needed to make room for their third child. That changed.
What I personally really needed in those first several days after Rowan had died was just to know that I was going to make it through, because I wasn't sure. I didn't know what the future held for us. I just needed to know that I was going to survive this, because my heart was so broken.
We really wanted to focus and hone in on taking this really terrible, awful situation, and we wanted to make something good come out of it.
They ended up taking care of all of the cremation costs for our daughter.
Sarah Hollabaugh and her husband lost their daughter, Brielle, in July.
And she lived for about 22 minutes. The last thing you're thinking about when you lose your child is, what are we going to do with her body? How are we going to pay for this? We've never contacted a funeral home before. We didn't know any of that. So it was really nice to not have to think about those things.
Because a nurse contacted Remembering Rowan, and the nonprofit covered the costs, like they've done for more than 50 families in less than 2 years.
And the decision for us to bury Rowan was so personal that I couldn't have imagined having to make a decision based on cost.
And they plan to keep helping.
And we've done 7 since the beginning of this year.
And Sarah's plans for another child?
We are leaving that in God's hands. I don't have an answer, and it's too soon. So we are very faithful people. We're Christian, and we believe that God has plans for everybody, including our daughter. And he needed her in heaven more than he needed her on earth. So I don't have an answer for that, but I know that God does, and we'll leave it up to him in his time.
To learn more about how to help or how to ask for help, follow the link in this story on WANE.com. Dirk Rowley, WANE 15 News.
First News Time, 6:17. Up next, a look at